Hi everyone, my name is Congqiao and I received my PhD at the Peking University in China.
Hi, I'm Ho Fung, got my PhD in physics from Wisconsin with CMS, now doing my postdoc at UPenn with Atlas.
Hi, my name is Christina Wang and I'm currently a Letterman Fellow at Fermilab and I did my PhD at Caltech.
Partially because of 2012, the year CERN announced the discovery of the Higgs boson. I was in high school at that time. We had a morning newspaper section, and one day I saw the huge headline about the Higgs discovery, thought it was cool and got inspired.
I think for me, I've always been interested in math and physics in high school, and I was very intrigued by the concept of general relativity and quantum mechanics when I first heard about them in high school. So I think in undergrad and grad school, I just want to learn more about these. So I continued studying physics and even particle physics.
I think the nature of myself is that I love figuring out how things work at the most basic level. And I enjoy diving into problems, thinking very deeply, until I think I fully understand it.
My advice for my past self, who's just starting my PhD, would be just to ask more questions. Because I feel like when I first started at the beginning of my PhD, sometimes I'm too shy or too intimidated to ask questions. But I feel like sometimes just asking a quick question can save me hours of being confused.
First, don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask more questions and talk to your colleagues often. And second, always challenge yourself to think out of the box, which means just don't follow the usual path.
Work harder and be more resilient.
I want to find a scientist actually 200 years in the future, so I could ask them, what is the current experimentally confirmed theory of everything?
I would say Peter Higgs, because I'm curious about the story how he came up with the elegant idea of breaking the electroweak symmetry to give mass to particles.
I think I would like to meet Richard Feynman, since growing up I read a lot of his books and lectures. And also he just seems like a very interesting character to talk to.
I would like to know if supersymmetry exists. It's a cool idea, which is a symmetry relating bosons and fermions. It could answer some big questions like why the Higgs mass is small and even point to dark matter candidates.
I think if I had superpower, I would want to know if there are parallel universes, and if there are these other parallel universes governed by the same or different set of physical theories?
I just want to ask a question very simply. At TeV scale, are there still particles left to be discovered by us, or there are actually no particles left?
So my thesis focuses on using two separate methods to search for new particles beyond the Standard Model. So one of them uses data collected by the CMS experiment to search for long-lived particles that decay in the CMS muon system. So because of the unique design of the CMS muon detector, where there is steel interleaved with the active detector layers, so when the LLP decays in the muon system, because of the steel, the LLP decay particles will shower to create a large cluster of hits in the muon detectors. So for my thesis, I developed a new method to efficiently detect this novel signature that is sensitive to a broad range of new models where the existence of LLPs are being predicted. And the second method that I worked on was using a very quiet but extremely sensitive quantum sensor to search for low-mass dark matter. The quantum sensor is called superconducting nanowire single photon detectors that can detect low energy single photons with extremely low noise. And this opens up possibilities to detect dark matter with extremely low mass that have been limited by their detector sensitivities.
My thesis is centered around using AI to search for new physics beyond the Standard Model at the Large Hadron Collider. We know that the Standard Model is not a complete description of our universe. Some theories beyond the Standard Model predict additional Higgs bosons. So I was looking for the Higgs boson decays into new Higgs-like particles by analyzing proton-proton collision data collected by the CMS detector, basically a direct probe of new physics through unknown behavior of the Higgs boson. The second part is about the trigger. The LHC is colliding proton bunches at around 40 million times per second. We can't store this huge amount of data, and the trigger is a smart and fast filtering system to pick up data that look like containing interesting physics. So there I developed a new trigger algorithm based on anomaly detection, which aims to trigger on new physics signatures without knowing what they look like in data.
My thesis is about exploring the modern deep learning techniques in the study of large radius jets. So first, jets are very common in Large Hadron Colliders, and the large radius jets are especially hard to analyze. Here is an illustrative example to show what the large radius jet looks like and how complex it is. Deep learning has emerged and started to bring us new ways to analyze them, although the new questions started to appear, like how do we develop the best algorithms? How do we calibrate the algorithms regarding the performance on the real data and the simulated data? And how do we apply them in analysis? I explored these questions and demonstrated them with a Higgs analysis, which is measuring the Higgs and charm Yukawa coupling through the Higgs decay into charm quark and antiquark pair. The most exciting part in my thesis, though, is looking ahead. We built a global particle transformer we call GloparT that is able to push forward all the large radius jet analysis we now had at the LHC to new limits. It is really the first step of what we call foundation model for LHC physics, and this is exactly the direction I'm eager to keep working on.